And let's go ahead and walk out both of your teams to the stage. It's KRU Visa and NRG. And of course, for both of these teams, a very, very challenging matchup for KRU because NRG have been hitting, but for NRG, a great chance for them to really establish their dominance here, Dan, and could very well do it, especially if they put on the performance like they did last week.
NRG could get that #1 seed, but for that, they 100% need the win today against KRU Visa. And there's a big chance that they can make it happen. NRG has been looking great, as we just talked about, but for KRU, they're not going to make it easy. They talked about feeling confident today. We've seen a lot of the great things that they've been preparing for this double duelist. And now it can be a match that can go either way.
KRU are just so high variance.
You just never know.
Don't know. I feel like I don't know what I'm going to get. I don't know what to expect. We know actually, I was going to say we know their ceiling. I don't think we do. I think their ceiling with this roster should be higher than what they have accomplished so far, even in some of their best games. In that they should, I think, be able to do that across the series. They have the personnel to do it, and this is the right meta for them bringing in Dante. I still think they can be much better than they are right now.
Yeah, and if any indication of like what we've seen from a lot of these players in the past, especially around this time of the year, I'm, not discounting them whatsoever. And let's not forget the foldy sheet still says there's a chance. So, there could be. But let's go ahead and take a look at the series layout here. You got Sunset, Lotus, and if necessary, Haven. Dan, your thoughts?
Sunset is very interesting. KRU have not played it yet in Stage 2. And even if officially they haven't played it at all this year. Last time they played it was in the Texania Sassy tournament. And that was when Adversa was still playing. That was before Dante was in the team. That was before they were playing this double duelist competition. And we don't see a lot of double duelist competitions on this map of Sunset.
Could you run that here potentially?
You could run it. 100 Thieves did it when they faced NRG before. Is the Neon and the Euro that they can run that? I don't know. I was asking Massino because I saw him in the hall. He's like, I'm not gonna tell you anything.
Oh yeah, I mean he can't. He can't tell you anything. Giving you the facts there, but
pressing my eyeballs into the monitor to try and see what comp we were gonna hold up.
I am trying to. Yeah, I mean I'm curious what KRU would opt to run here because we did see the double duelists on this map last week. Could there have been some tape that KRU takes from it? Don't break our desk.
I'm down. Give me the double. That's how I'm getting too excited and amped up. Give me more double duelists, man. And specifically, this is a map where you can get Dante on the Neon. Dude, Dante's Neon is insane.
Yeah.
It is insane. I want him on that agent. I want to see it.
I like that for NRG. They go back to this map of Sunset. That last time they played it was that opening match. They lost against 100 Thieves. What this double duel is for 100 Thieves that I'm talking about. And NRG got destroyed there. It was a 13-4. They could not get anything done. So it's kind of a test because we've seen the evolution that NRG has had as of recent. So it's a final test of if they're going to play something similar, how is NRG going to adapt, and how have they practiced this map to make sure that it's way better for this final week of the stage.
But we talk about consistency for KRU, but we kind of also have to talk about consistency for NRG. Like we don't know what we're gonna end up getting here, right? Because if you would have told me last week coming into it that the KRU guys were like didn't get good practice and that was gonna affect the results, I'd be like, oh well, I'll change my Preds then, But like I definitely think that there's an argument to be made here for NRG, and we are gonna be getting that double duelist. We got it.
Love to see it.
A concern regarding like flashes or anything like that. No worries.
I think it's very
Yoru. That's an issue.
Okay, that's it. All right, don't yell at me, Wyatt. Okay, I'm just trying to parse through stuff here. Okay, it's my job.
No, they're fine. Great comp. Dante on Neon. We love all of that. We love all of that.
Okay.
Him on Sunset playing Neon back with all Knights back in Ascension during their run. Those were the games that made you want Dante in the lead.
NRG, though, running a more, would you say, conventional composition, right? With the breach setups for the Rays and everything like that.
This is actually different from that time that they played against 100 Thieves. So that is the answer that we've had. We had the question of if they're going to play something new, what changes
did
have
they play last time?
They were playing the Neon. Mata was playing the Neon. And so now they go with this Rays. I have my questions. I feel like Neon is pretty viable for both of the teams. I want to see what NRG is cooking. I feel like this could be the answer, especially if you have an idea that KRU wants to play this double duelist that is going to be the same as 100 Thieves did. So it might be just an answer for this series.
I think for me, I'm not mad at them leaning into Mata playing Rays just because of the level of comfort and the performance that they put up last week. Hey, makes sense to me. This comp is real old. It is the Sunset just came into the pool comp. Like, we refer to the default Sunset comp now as the one with breach. neon. We have moved past this time in our lives, but it's back. And I'm not mad at it, though.
That chapter of our
I'm
life
really
is
not.
beyond us, you know what I mean?
No, when you needed a raise name to break the Cypher trip, the unbreakable trip in Maine, like that.
It was that or it was over. You're just not winning.
That period of time. Like, we've moved past that, but I'm okay with it, honestly. I am down for it. Modest Race has just been so good.
Yeah, of course we are. You can see there on stage right now our team just making sure everything's all good, and then we'll be ready to go. Might need to wiggle that cable a little bit better. That's what I do. When in doubt, I just say blow into the cartridge. You know what I mean? That's
I don't
really.
think.
There are no cartridges. We don't have cartridges in this.
I don't want to.
Wait, do we not use cartridges for video games anymore? That's crazy. That's crazy. How can we move away from that technology?
I'll tell you later.
It was foolproof. Nothing could have possibly gone wrong with that. Of course, we have a little bit of a delay on stage. We'll get things going a little bit, Riot Games Arena. Don't worry, we got you covered. But for now, though, let's go ahead and hear from Sam and get his thoughts on leadership in the server. Check it out.
What defines a good leader is, honestly, there's a lot of different roles for a leader. You obviously have like just straight up your captain, and then you have like an emotional leader, and you just kind of have like, everyone has like a different little role in every team. And I think for me, for every team I've been on with this core NRG, I've kind of been like the emotional leader, and kind of like whenever things are down or like an unlucky round doesn't go our way, it's kind of like, it's honestly on me to kind of just like, let's reset, let's go next round. Or whenever there's like hectic moments and everyone's mic spamming, there'll be times where I'm just like, yo, everyone breathe. Just we need silence for like 2 seconds. And I think it's been paying off.
Sam taking a little bit more of that emotional leader role in the server. And, you know, actually, that does kind of let me think about what we heard Dante talk about earlier with KRU. Who is that person in the crew comms that is going to keep those guys focused and not allow what happened last week to happen again? Because that's the big question on my mind.
When I got the chance to listen to the comms for KRU, it was absolutely Kesnet. When things were going wrong, even if they won the rounds, people were frustrated because they didn't play the round as well as they could. So Kesnet was standing up saying, it doesn't matter. I mean, you saw the amount of times that he was standing up for that series in specific. But I think everybody does play a part of it. I would say Kesnet is the main one because he just has so much energy to give, but also Shy. And the way that they're sitting, it definitely matters to make sure that the energy that they have throughout the match is balanced. You see those guys standing up the most, and that's for a reason.
I remember when I used to compete, order of seating was very important because you need the one guy who can get up really quickly and talk crap to the other side of the stage, and you need the person in the middle who's going to keep everyone focused. It's true. It was like that for me when I was slumming away in Call of Duty open brackets, and it's the same logic here, which I think is really, really cool. It goes to show you some things as they change, more stay the same, of course, here. Now, as we had mentioned prior, that there is still a delay on stage, and our team is taking care of it, so we will make sure that we jump into the action as soon as things are good to go. But for now, we'll continue to hear some more from the players because earlier on we had an opportunity to catch up with Shy from Crew Visa about what makes Sam, who we just heard from a second ago, a dangerous smokes player. Let's check it out.
Siento que tiene mucha mira para ser smoker. Siento que normalmente los smokers suelen ser, no digo todos, pero suelen ser jugadores más pasivos, más que como que son más, así lo diría, como más pasivos, que intentan como jugar un poco más seguro, porque el rol también te lo pide, pero siento que es un jugador que tiene mucha mira y que es capaz con el rol de smoker no solamente jugar pasivo, también jugar agresivo y que marca la diferencia en esos choques que ganan la ronda, esos choques que a veces tienen por jugar agresivo, y tiene un buen balance, siento yo. Eso es lo que lo diferencia, siento, de otros smokers.
And there you heard from Shy there about how those smokes players, right, the differences that they have between them. You know, interesting. I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but that makes a ton of sense, right? You don't want to die early, lose your smokes early. But it is fascinating to see good aimers, like guys like Tens, for example, go over to that role, right, and really own it in his own right. It's interesting to see the evolution of the game over the course of the last couple of years.
Absolutely, and I like that point a lot too, because that's what you saw from Sam in the last match that they were playing. A lot of the times where we're having difficulty on the map of Lotus to get something going, that's when you see Sam clutch the rounds, get a 2K, get a 3K into side, and turn things around. This is a guy that can really turn over how those late rounds are going to play out, and that's it. That's what makes him so good.
Yeah, it's nice too when you're playing smokes and then you just throw them all down, then you can just go shoot people.
Yeah, that's what you do.
That's a good time to
That's what you do in the
kill
game.
people later in the round.
Hey guys, I'm using all of my utility at the start of the round. Good luck. Then you go. I should do that actually. That would be really fun. Just play Brimstone and drop all 3 smokes in front. It's just like right at the start of the round and just see what happens here. But I definitely do think that there is an argument to be made about, especially with the way the players have been transitioning themselves and moving to different roles within teams, like playing, whether, as we talked about before, from the duelist to the smokes player. I always will never forget when Fraud and I had that conversation about how he took 2 aim gods and Tui's and Cowanzine and converted them into, like objective players, guys who play flashes and smokes. It's really cool, just to see how far this game has gone, and it's only going to continue to evolve from there as these players just get better and better at it. Now, of course, as I had mentioned prior, we do have that delay on stage, so Sam very, very engaged with the camera. Gotta say, index finger looking good. You know what I mean? He's got good form. He's got good form on the point. But folks, in case you missed it, last week's competition was full of incredible moments. So we decided to go ahead and throw them all into a fancy top 5 package. Here is the top 5 plays.
Pero todavía tiene que recuperar, termina perdiendo, que es la vida al igual. ¡Ah, bueno, Sato!
Getting the ult orb into Chonhi's hand.
Que no sé si Sato se lo espera, por lo menos acaba de ver la perrita al primero, pero se imagina.
Bueno.
¡No termina escuchándolo! ¡Tiene un ultra instinto activado, Sato, por favor! 4K en esta ronda, número 4.
Vai valorizar um pouco mais. E agora a abertura na garagem, balaça pra cima do EU. E o Lucky Show vai avançar também. Fica cego, Kes aproveita, pancada. Muita mira do pancada aqui, não erra tiro. E aí, mais uma vez, jogando adulto. Jogando pra trás, 4 contra 3, esperou. Toma mais uma. É o pancada de novo. Vai 4K, vai pro Ace. Pancada deles.
A este crew que se ve un poquito más alegre, que se ve un poquito más prendido, pero todavía tiene que recuperar, termina perdiendo, que es la vida al igual. ¡Ah, bueno, Sato!
Getting the ult orb into Chonhi's hand.
Mantiene Tech, dispara en la cabeza y goodbye. Adiós, le decía nomás. Como se complementa, solamente queda Shai. ¡Shai! ¡Ay, lo marca por 2, por 3, Shai! Queda muy poco tiempo, tiene que venir ahora a plantar la Spike. ¡El tiempo le va a dar! Shai ahora tendrá que jugar el 1 contra 1 en contra de King. ¿Quién se lo lleva? Shai que se esconde. King que lo marca. ¡Locura total! Y Fabi, Shai se lleva el 4K.
All right, everyone, let's go ahead and send it over to your casters who probably don't remember that in 1998, The Undertaker famously threw Mankind off of a Hell in a Cell and plummeted 16 feet through an announcer's table. Here's Mimi and Ender. I'll tell you later, Dan.
What? That might be one of the craziest things I've ever heard.
¿Through the table?
Through a table.
That's
now,
crazy.
luckily, our tables are very sturdy up here. I don't think we're doing any throwing through tables. But now that we've got the mice issue all sorted out with Ethan, it is time to get into the game. Sunset is uncharted territory for us here, Mimi.
Yeah, neither of these teams really like to play this map. Gets floated, and Crew Instapicks, the first time in VCT this year they're going to be playing, and they're doubling down on their new look with the double duelists, bringing both the Neon and that Yoru into the fray.
NRG going to get a little bit of nasty flashbacks to week 1. They played up against 100 Thieves who ran this exact same comp and pummeled them on the map. But NRG have changed things up, and it's time for the Samsung match start. You can load up fast with Samsung SSDs as we get into this opening map.
Yeah, very interesting composition here for Crew, and I think a lot of the questions for their defensive side is how aggressive do they want to play this one? This is a comp that thrives in the brawl of going for these fast plays, setting up traps off that Cypher cam, and NRG, well, their focus here is going to be on diffusing those plays, likely wanting to play a much slower game and feel out where these double duelists want to be pushing.
Yeah, and again, they have some experience playing against the comp. 100 Thieves took a whole lot of liberties. NRG going to be starting things off, fighting in towards the B main space early. Dante just here to receive, but Ethan's charged up that fault line. Ready to push Dante off the angle. Here comes Mata, gets that early piece of information, but he's going straight into it. Dante bitten off a little bit more than he can chew. Mizzino as well takes a shot before being forced away. Then NRG take the orb and slow things down.
Yeah, they can freeze, wait for the refresh on the stun and the dart. A lot of this attack side is going to be built off that, but playing against a Yoru as well, they're worried that there's a walk up through A, something down mid, and they'll take the time to re-clear.
Check out Kesnet's reposition down into tiles, playing to hear footsteps rotating through spawn and potentially catch out NRG, who have frozen a bit, hold for the aggression. Kesnet sees the single player, but without being able to get a kill, has to fall away from the position.
Yeah, they can give up mid here, still have that Cypher Cam that's going to give full information, and that affords them the opportunity to stack, leaving A completely open and leaning forward towards B, expecting a re-hit, which is very soon to come.
Yeah, that was a really good read out of KRU. NRG were hoping that KRU were going to step into them, but now it's NRG that are walking straight into 3 players. Sheriff and Mazzino's hand back sight. This stun, not going to connect on to much. Here comes Mata into the site. Utility up in his face. Melzer hiding inside of this smoke. So much pressure onto the duelist. Traded out evenly, but it's NRG come into the site and take things cleanly here in the first round.
Not the worst idea from KRU to start that off with the trap play, but I think where it goes wrong is with that the paranoia being set up, expecting all of the NRG players still to be much deeper. So the few players that were farther back than the paranoia or closer in avoided all that utility, get an easy kill. And this double initiator comp that has 2 refreshable pieces of utility is just going to thrive when NRG can wait for the second refresh and go for a re-hit, just like they did there.
And also just strong sort of defensive play out of NRG too, once they had the numbers advantage.
Oh yeah.
Getting ready for those aggro walk-ups. KRU looking to control this space into A main early on, but that Stinger gonna make quick work of Dante. Now Melzer forced out of the space, and NRG can continue on forward. It's just this re-clear around the corner that again is dealt with. NRG are just aware.
I want to see NRG sending Mata in. Get that man 2 of these kills that are left if possible. Get him as close as he can to getting that ultimate online. It would be great to start their snowball, but Scuba's going to farm up some kills instead. It's 1, and they'll finish the job onto the last as well.
Yeah, it's an alternative way of grabbing the ult orb there for Mata. Getting his head ripped off. It's still just, what is that? 1 away, 2 away now for the showstopper. He was so quick getting those online last week with all the aces he's getting, all the kills. He was really effective at helping NRG snowball early on in halves.
Yeah, it does feel like it's like, oh, you got an anti-eco, it's cool. But when you have an ult, like when you're playing on the raids, it does do a lot to
lucky.
snowball.
Like, actually lucky.
Win more bonus rounds like that one is. Get some guns up now for KRU, and they're not going for anything big off the rip. Instead, it's an early start towards B main from NRG.
Yeah, Mata getting real up in here. 4 guns for NRG, and actually looking for Scuba to go for some kind of TP play behind this tripwire in top mid. This is a little bit spread out, but Scuba's in front of everything, and no one's waiting for it. What a play out of Scuba! The paranoia to guard his back as NRG continue in towards the site. Shy left all alone. Now pressured with Mata on site. His flank is a concern as well, but 2 kills out of him. He holds his own. Shy can only muster up those couple of kills, and now it all turns to Melzer.
Well, util, but NRG already know where he is. Have time to set up a good post plant here, and Melzer's not even going for it. Gonna save his gun. That round was so well set up from NRG.
Yeah, because you had Brock droning solo through market while the rest of NRG is making heavy noise B main, and that teleport play out of Scuba was nuts.
Yeah, and when you're looking at a double duelist comp like this, it's actually pretty rare you're going to see early gambits into mid on this map. Almost always, if it's a quick fight up, it's going to be something fast into A main, going off the line of that Omen Paranoia there, or something into B main, like the trap play we saw on round 1. Mid aggression on Sunset almost always comes as like a re-clear in the mid round. So they take the risk that there's not going to be anything there, frame 1, walk him all the way up, and then have the perfect bait in B main to set him up.
Yeah, and also how often is an Omen going into top mid solo? You know, if you're seeing these like, you know, behind wraparound into Boba split plays, that's usually when you're running a Neon comp yourself and you're sending the Neon in like that.
Feel the positioning, just sick mechanics from Scuba to flick onto that second as well. He's been having some really good games out of one of the many tier 2 pickups that NRG found for this season.
Sitting 5-0 right now. On the other side of things, KRU have a hero rifle in Kesnet's hands. We'll see what he can do with that.
Yeah, Mata now has that showstopper to work with. Can do something a bit quicker towards B.
B main continues to be the name of the game for NRG. Kesnet hears that attention given and falls on back. But again, with this rifle, if he can manage a couple of picks, all of a sudden gives his team a chance. Good shots down, but he's forced to TP back to Boba.
Good util zones out Mazzino, just backside control for Crew.
Yeah, Mata up in the thick of things, but Crew already rotated in. And now Paranoia connects onto Mata. He's feeling the pressure, so the rocket comes out and the kills are to follow. NRG just decimate Crew. It doesn't stop anytime soon.
Be it this iteration or the previous finesse-led versions of NRG, I think something we've always lauded them for is how good they are at taking that moment in a chaotic round to just full freeze, wait for re-aggression, and then make the next move. And they pick really nice timings in that round. Get their duelist out front sight, full wait, then they're ripping the ult, relieving that pressure, and winning the backside fight easily, where if they had rushed into it, it could have gone very wrong. Guns could have been dropped over, and we look at a very different round than 5 left alive at the end.
Yeah, even doing a little gun juggling. Get it out of here so Melzer can't pick that one up and carry it over. Melzer actually feels real sad that he's sitting on full 50 armor, spent 1,000 creds on that, but still has to go ahead and die to the spike. It's a very different story from week 1 for NRG. Their attack side struggled heavily, but the comp pivot for them has been working out nicely.
These two teams' comps are very indicative of, I think, their respective styles. NRG has started to find themselves more as a team that wants to take things slow, that wants to play more into this mid-round. If they're going for more aggressive plays, it's almost always going to be fully built off of Mata. Whereas Crew, their failures in week 2 were off of playing comps like we're seeing from NRG now. That just did not work for them. The Kesnet Initiator or Omen experiment, complete failure. And now they're almost forced, even if it is strong, to index into these kind of double duelist comps instead.
But I think we are happy to see them playing the double duelist, getting Kesnet back into the role.
Very much so. Don't get me wrong.
100%.
Don't bring the Kesnet Sky back. I don't want it.
We're going to keep that one away. But now as Crew call a timeout, and they've seen NRG playing so heavily for this B main control, what are they looking at coming out of this timeout?
Yeah, I think one thing Crew's been doing well is walking someone into A main to get that info early on. So they've almost always had 4 players rotating out backside. I think they're just really getting caught by these NRG reclears. In their B posts, when they tap the spike, that second layer of util, be it a paranoia or a stun or whatever, is always going into that backside fight. So I think they need to make a decision, either to pull back and play a little slower, wait for that volley of util and then fight, or go for slightly quicker flood retakes where they're fighting in before NRG has that time to reset on these B retakes. Or you could just go aggressive, try what you did on the pistol again, maybe put some more resources into it.
I'm looking at Dante for that in B main, whether or not there will be a paranoia out from Melzer on that market side. But NRG mixing things up as well, going into a little bit of mid-control, early drone out of the Sova player, forces the TP out of Kesnet as well. But all the while, there is this walk-up into B main, but a camera spots out these 2 players from Crew. And NRG get ready to reclear. That's a brilliant stun. Mata just executes Dante cleanly.
And that completely cuts off this aggression in B main. Players will be here to anchor, but Mata's already in.
This guy isn't slowing down at all, is he? Not even tagged up by the shock dart. Psalm already around the right side on Trash. That'll be a kill for him. The fast flood is not working, mainly because Crew haven't been able to get out of Boba. Nice shock dart from Mazzino, and Psalm is low HP. There's a chance yet for Crew.
They pinged him out. No Psalms here.
But still, they have to get past Scoob on the right-hand side. Broken, fully aware, but the trades are coming in. 1 for 1. Mazzino manages to make this happen. He's making a great go of things. 4 kills for Mazzino, and the round for Crew.
What a clutch for Mazzino there. Coming up in the 1v2. Knew that drone getting broken was a bait for a player behind the box, and he's so thorough in not only clearing that out, but his movement in the 1v2. It's just beautiful to win the Red Bull clutch.
Beautiful work out of Mazzino there. Already had the Hunter's Fury charged up, but Crew needed someone to step up, and it was him in this round. Again, 4v2. Starts off with a great shock dart from Mazzino. And then, like you were saying, him clearing into the space, even going for the spray transfer.
Vamos, Mazzino, bien, vamos.
Heard the analysts in the pre-show talking about some of the tilt we saw in Crew towards the end of their last series that they didn't go their way against Leviathan. Bringing that energy up early, and the hype is good for them.
Ooh, this round, Ethan sends that fault line into B main, except no one's playing behind it this time. NRG are playing more for the mid space, so small switch up for them.
They still have a camera here, just got broken now, so that's something that NRG are going to have to go back and re-clear if they ever want to end B.
And good on KRU to see that there's no one in B main, so they can start shifting, expecting either more mid pressure to come in shortly, or this A main pop.
First time since the anti-eco, NRG has explored here, and because they haven't really spent any time towards A, they've never been breaking that camera.
Finally sees a few players, but KRU have already started shifting over here. Down under the minute mark, and this will be the Hunter's Fury online for the Sova.
Look, KRU's already walked down mid. They've completely encircled NRG.
Kesnet on a forward angle, now being pushed back by the Hunter's Fury. Countered out on the other side. I mean, it's a mess on site. There's lasers everywhere. It's mission impossible, and Som cannot clear the course. Kesnet still here, back in towards site. Nice shot through the smoke. NRG have no real way forward. KRU have completely trapped them into elbow. They have to fight on through, but the fights aren't going their way. Now the firing squad lines them up, and Ethan has brought into a one-on-one. Melzer, though, will see things through. It's close, but KRU take it again.
Almost goes wrong for KRU in the team fighting. But for NRG, that round, they've mostly played 4-1s or even full group ups throughout this map. They haven't done a lot of work in actually pushing anchors off the A line, or if they're leaning towards A, pushing people off the B line. So a KRU that is willing to slow down a little bit, go more for those re-clear setups like you saw them do with B main there, is going to be so rewarded in information to get the 4-player stack on A that they had before NRG even fully committed to that site.
So maybe NRG need to try and find out this Cypher util a little bit earlier, deal with that instead. Back towards B main. KRU again stacking heavy on this side of the map. They know how NRG like to play quick into B, and nothing changes this time around. Fault line paranoid just bombarding KRU's players, now forced to go all the way back into sight, but they dodge out from the fault line, from the Rolling Thunder, and they get those first 2 kills. KRU still on a warpath here, peeking on forward. And NRG are dropping like flies. 3 out of Dante.
Exactly what I wanted to see from KRU on their B retakes. Instead of sitting backside, waiting for NRG to make a move, they hear that ult coming in, step out, and immediately aren't just flooding into backside, but fighting forward, getting into NRG while they're still setting up their utility. And when you let Dante loose like that, he's just going to give you rounds where he wins it.
So nice out of him. 3 kills there. And now it will be NRG calling a timeout on the other side. They've been so enticed by playing into this B site early on. I think they have just been sort of out-rotated a lot in these mid-rounds.
Yeah, I'd like to see them maybe start more of a A main default, clear that space, and then send a late re-clear back into B main. Take a little bit more time in breaking these Cypher camps, flushing players like Kesnet, who's been posting on forward A or mid lines in quite a few rounds, and just slow the game down a little bit. They had a good read early on about these B hits, but KRU's starting to figure that out, and it's time for a bit of change of pace from NRG.
I guess the potential issue with going into a Cypher early is against the double duelist. That leaves maybe some windows for a Kesnet to step into mid-space, or Dante to push over forward into B. So they got to be mindful of these things.
Yeah, again, it kind of goes back to just breaking that cam. Figure out where it is. If it's in mid, you need to be shutting that down. If it's in one of the mains, it's the same problem. But if you look at the map here, it looks like they might just double down and head back towards B.
Yeah, the Giga Brain move out of NRG has changed nothing in the timeout.
Yeah, KRU's going to change for you. You're all good.
Easy solve for them. Full light armors from NRG, managing a buy in every round of this game so far.
I think KRU expected what I did.
100%.
They think there's going to be more of an A default here. They have the trap play ready to go, but it's just Som to receive it.
Som's even pretending to do a little bit more play here with the cage, going to break that high camera. And now the rest of the team can just pop into a solo Sova, who has nothing in B main behind the drone. Yeah, here we go. First smoke comes down. Now Shy has rotated back into Boba already, but with his tripwire, you can see he's not really playing too aggressively. Although KRU, with a couple of teleports and Omenult behind it, have stacked 4 players on this site and force NRG to change their minds.
This round, the camera does get broken. NRG cancel, and they still have a minute to re-clear, but KRU's fighting mid as well.
Ooh, sitting inside this smoke for the time being. Nice spam out of Kesnet. Is that just on a timing?
I think so.
Crazy, it's traded back 1 for 1, but Ethan also taken down to 26 HP.
The trade feels fairly good for NRG. Losing your duelist means your execute's gonna have a little less pop.
Back to the well. We were casting Game Changers earlier this week where FlyQuest Red went A site 12 rounds in a row. It looks like NRG are doing the B site treatment this game. Coming into the site already, but again, Crew anticipate every single time in these mid rounds. Even the rounds they have lost, they have had the read against what NRG's game plan is. And now for 4 rounds in a row, they crush them.
You're always going to get punished if you don't deny information, if you don't shut down cypher cams, push people off angles. But that effect multiplies when you're playing against a double duelist comp like this. Because not only do you have the Neon, which is going to have twice as fast rotates of your average
She's
player.
sprinting across the map, yeah.
But you also have the Yoru, who has CPs ready to go.
Oh,
so,
and you forgot the Omen ult also to reposition.
So there's 3 people who can pretty much fly across the map in just a few seconds, which make it so much harder to find that gap that NRG are looking for in these slow rounds.
Exactly, and again, when you're playing off of the 40-second timer of a fault line, of a Sova dart to actually time your execs, well, Crew can just stack into a site on those timers and have the read.
It's going to be faster play towards A main. 3 anchors here from Crew.
But this was the adjustment out of the timeout from Crew. Ready to receive this fight. Som finds the opener, but Dante already around the corner. Dante lighting up the kill feed. That spike out in the open, finally he's going to drop. Still Keznit is the issue on the other corner, and it's a 1-on-1 20 seconds into the round.
Mata doesn't have the spike, and Mazino's going to be in a position to deny it.
Crew have never really shown a flank look this entire game, so Mod is going on this huge walkabout to see where the Sova is.
At this point, options are limited. Either that player was somewhere in elbow, tucked, hiding, or they're on a flank. And I think Mata at this point is going to understand exactly where Mazino is.
At 67 HP, double shot to the body would be enough.
It's a risky spot from Mazino, a straight up 50-50 looking either way.
Kind of tough for Mata to adjust to here. You'd expect the early line on green box. How is he gonna handle it? He manages beautifully.
Mata cleans up, 3 kills from him to recover that round. And Crew had the right idea. They were ready to fight into A fast. Dante went crazy. You see, at the beginning of this round, the Yoru is just running it down mid, has the fastest flank in the world, but NRG still trade out favorably, all thanks to Mata.
Is it fair to say that Crew have had the read every single round, but NRG's team fighting has given them the slight edge so far in this game?
I think maybe every round but the pistol, and even then they expected...
And round 3 with the crazy, yeah.
But even on the pistol, they knew there was some kind of play in B main, it just didn't work.
Well, once again, a read. This time it's Keznit with the op, and an Omen ult back into sight. Shy under immense pressure with the paranoia. And he's still playing this close line. The ping gives him up.
Keznit? He hits another with the operator. Now pops the ult.
Huge scouting, sees the 2 players. It's only that Omen ult in Scuba that's been unidentified so far. And he still managed to hide back in CT. Scuba could be the thorn in Crew's back, but it's Keznit with 3. And it's just Scuba now. It won't be enough.
Keznit's entering on the retake with the operator. Okay, works for him though. Crew tie up this game, and I mean, we're just talking about them having the reads, being a step ahead. There they pivot into this operator, get a free kill onto the Raze, and
Mata's trying to pull the cam dart out of his chest.
Because even when they've shown those aggro looks before, it's only ever been like a neon slide off a paranoia, never an op or any kind of risk like that. They've made a great recovery of this half. They've won 5 out of the last 6 rounds after going down 0-4 to start.
This game has been all gas and no brakes, but finally on round 11, NRG's econ broken for the first time. Pistols for them, some in a whole lot of trouble. The first real aggro pieces we've seen out of Crew over on this A side.
Yeah, they only see the Cypher, think this is a hit towards B. They were right for the time. So they rotate the Neon top mid, and they'll be able to flex over to Melzer if Melzer's pressured, or be very quick into that B side as well.
What I want to know is what Mata's Lurk is doing over in B main right now. He's got a classic, no armor.
Just hanging out.
There's people backside playing a high-low setup between Keznit and Shy. Or I think Shy's full hidden.
I think he's literally just hoping that Keznit is going to walk in on a timing with the op and not clear that corner.
That's actually a good read. A lot of your players do like to look for that type of angle. And now he's... Yeah, smile for the camera, say cheese. Well, everyone in the map seems to rotate into the B site now.
Yeah, Crew's going to beat them on this timing. As long as they kill Mon, it's all good for Crew, and Shy achieves that goal.
That is way too close for comfort on 6 HP, but luckily for Shy, Kesnet is here to hold down the fort.
Not for long.
These rotates keep coming in, and yet it has been a little bit messy. Low HP could be a problem, but not if Dante holds it down. Not if Mazzino pops out of that market smoke either. It's the end of the line for Scuba. As Mazzino manages 3 on the kill, that'll be another Hunter's Fury.
Crew takes the lead. And it's just another one of these rounds where they are outpacing NRG in the mid-round rotations. NRG's trying to play this slow game, trying to find their gap. They do, but they're just not quick enough to snap the second they see that opportunity. And the Yoru TP and the Neon running is beating them to the punch every time. Head to the last round this half. I wouldn't hate to see them just pick up the pace again. Rip a sight hit. It was working for you early. Try it again.
Go back B. This is the strat for NRG.
It's a good read, only one person here.
That's true, but how long will it just be one player? Full aggro, please, sliding down into tiles. A Hunter's Fury from Mazzino. Tags a player. And now Kesnet on the other side of the map, in, out with the teleports. NRG have control of the site, but not for long. Crew so quick to play for this retake. Clone goes into the corner, and Mata's snuck on forward. What a great spot for him. That'll be one for Mata, but no more to follow. And now Crew doing huge work to get onto the site. Scuba finds himself isolated. Back in main, the spike not even planted.
Same scenario as last round, practically no way out of this. No TPs, one smoke, and a wall in his face.
Crew just started running at NRG, and NRG couldn't handle it.
NRG again there. Had the right read. We're going to hit B. Only Cypher's here. They see 4 players running on their flank. They're like, okay, we're going to flip the map. We're going to fight into CT. But by the time they're doing that, there are 4 players there, and the entirety of Crew is brawling. And every round since those first couple, Crew has been beating them in the brawl.
Certainly have. And yet the good work of the pistol of that round 3 creativity from NRG keeps things very competitive. Scoreline sitting at 7-5 for Crew. We'll have the result of this map 1 on the other side of the break.
I know what you're thinking. Total glow up. What's her secret? Fine, I'll spill. I totally upgraded with Verizon. Everyone gets a free phone with any plan, even if you're already a customer, like me. Now I have Google Gemini. It's like a little glam squad in my pocket. Gemini, what eye makeup goes with this lipstick? I'd suggest a classic cat eye. Wow, setting the bar high for daycare pickup. Get in on this.
It's a movie in real life, it's real life televised. Check the wrist, big time, big play, gotta hit the rewind. Who you got? Pick a side. Rockstar lifestyle certified. Wins. All I know, we gon' hit it here, go toe to toe. Let's see who wins. All I know, you looking at the goal for real. Wins. All I know, we gon' hit it here, go toe to toe. Let's see who wins. All I know, you looking at the goal for real. Wins.
Time to get things underway in the second half of Sunset, our first match of the week. By the way, Shot Call is currently going on. You can go ahead and play along, make some predictions like how many ghosts are going to be purchased here over on the Valorant Twitch channel. We're playing these on Friday, so make sure you come on by. Mimi, what's your guess? 6+ or 0 to 5?
I feel like it's probably 6 or 7. I'd imagine the Neon doesn't buy one. Probably Breach is gonna have full util.
Okay, yeah,
I'll
that's
go
a good
for
call.
7.
And we've got 6. Assuming no one sells anything, so Mimi, you get to keep your job for the time being.
That's so good to hear.
That's the metric we perform on. But NRG going to be starting things off with a bit of mid-control themselves. Dart has to be broken, but 4 players posted up in the event that KRU overstay their welcome.
Stun might cook.
Holding the line for now. Shots being traded back and forth. Ethan up in the corner. And it's Mata to find the first one. NRG making some solid work of that, and they're not even leaving the space. Holding things down and now reacting over towards B. There's still a tripwire to receive these KRU members.
And Mata's here as well.
Oh, that trip is cooking, but Dante fights through regardless. He's down so low, though.
They're leaving. Minute on the clock. KRU will play the time. Make sure no one's ran quick down this flank.
But because that Cypher util was set up on B, A is a big old gap right now. KRU deciding to walk back into mid, realizing there's nobody home anymore. Where are they gonna poke? This fight is huge. Kesnet manages it.
No smokes now for the retake. That makes it way harder for NRG.
Ooh, that smoke does a lot of things to NRG. Splits up Brock and Psalm. Psalm has to watch his back now.
Yeah, they were for a moment afraid this is going to be a mid to A split. They see it's not that now, but in trying to group up together towards A, they've left B wide open.
Yeah, again, because they have that camera there right up on top of the wall, they choose to stack away from it and clock in, force some info, or maybe even save it for the retake.
Yeah, they'll hold on to that info for now, but they're going to be retaking here with no smokes. And KRU, they should just put all 3 players back towards main.
Yeah, maybe a
Maybe
little
leave
bit.
Dante as a bait.
Yeah, a little early on the camera there. So NRG don't have really any info to work with, just a recon dart for Brock. Brock does have a Sheriff, though, and 2 of these players died to a single body shot. He could be the hero for NRG. Good flash out, triple face from KRU. Lights out.
I love that from KRU. Don't let NRG walk up on you and take any risks of them having the initiative. Just flash off timing, win the round easy peasy. Very nice from them. Yeah. I didn't hate the idea from NRG. They're going into that full mid walk with a trap play off of the stun, but unfortunately for them, the stun, yeah, it went over towards Hall instead of going towards bottom mid, and that's where the brunt of the players were. So Kesnet is unaffected, gets that kill you're talking about, and KRU trades out favorably.
And even then, it was close, just those slow contacts from KRU also going their way. This will be NRG losing 8 of the last 9.
Yeah, stun ready to go on this line if Mata wanted to fight down or even run a player through mid.
Yeah, a lot of options for NRG. The only place where there isn't an option is the B site, where they've got no util set up. The spike will already be planted. Shy is even watching the exit of market. So forcing NRG to turn around to try and deal with him. That's 2 already with the ghost in hand.
It's giving Baby Bay.
It's giving prime Baby Bay, isn't it? I mean, this is just brutal.
If you really think about it, Shy is like the Baby Bay of KRU.
Yeah, maybe don't think about it too hard.
Okay.
You know?
I'll hold my thoughts there.
Big round coming up now for NRG.
Watching them win this pistol, all it has me thinking is what would the world that we live in be like if KRU had just won the first pistol? Because they went down 0-4. Like, since that first streak of 4, NRG have only won 1 round this game.
That's crazy. I mean, you say it, they've won the last 5 in a row. Last 9 of 10 rounds. This is NRG with guns, yeah.
If NRG loses this round, this game starts to feel pretty cooked.
I mean, NRG are a light armor team for sure, but on such an important round. Light carries some amount of risk. Good work out of Mata. Boosted up on the 10 spot. Gets the first, and now on a quick reposition, gets laid out by Shy. KRU into the site. NRG sweeping around 2 players back site. Have a great timing. Nobody's protecting the planter. Good walk up, but it's again Shy. An absolute menace in the server. Down to 5 HP. With a chance just lock NRG out of the game right now.
He's walking it?
No one's looking at him.
1 enemy remaining.
And there's a spam with the Spectre through smoke. You've got to be kidding me. NRG can sense it. They can feel it slipping away. Scuba was a hero at the start, but it's over for him now. KRU on 10.
That is such a crazy round out of Shy. Getting that initial kill into the site, pushing all the way through on the wrap as well. Just expert from him. He picks that timing so well. Fight into market, the double up there. It is all Shy this round.
And it's all on 5 HP as well. Instant headshots. He is a machine.
NRG called their second timeout, their last of this game, unless they can make it to overtime. It feels like we haven't even got to see their defense, really. They ran a set strat on the pistol of walking into mid. They, of course, lost the anti-eco, and then that last round, I mean, they didn't show too much special in it. It was just a spread default, but Shy gets a great timing in through mid, and they get eviscerated.
It kind of feels like a carbon copy of when they played against 100 Thieves in week 1, where they get beaten badly on their attacking side and then don't get to put together much of a defense. I will say the saving grace for them is because they are investing in light armors consistently, even when they have the upgrade possibility. They're saving those 600 extra creds every round, so they can put together something here. Some Vandals, some Guardians to try and fight back, but they've got to adjust something big to deal with what crew have been thrown their way.
Yeah, and I'm struggling to think of what the big change needs to be, because again, we haven't really gotten a great opportunity to even see their sunset. As a reminder, neither of these teams have wanted to play this map pretty much all stage. Last time that NRG played this, what was week 1 here? Crew have never played it in VCT in 2025. So what are they setting up here? Nothing in mid. It's going to be a bit of a fight towards A main.
Breaking the early camera, and then making some noise running away with Mata still posted on the forward line. I think NRG have been struggling in these more chaotic round states.
Since the pistol, one theme to draw is that NRG haven't managed to shut down mid control, so that's always been open for someone on crew to walk up in the mid round.
Well, 1v1 here for Mata. Could be the setup he needs, but not if it teleport out. Lets Kezen escape. Great work out of Mata. And now B site locked down. NRG can focus their attention on what crew send towards A.
Scuba, the early warning sign here.
Oh, jiggling with the knife. Foul caught on a bad timing. And now Ethan with a Guardian in hand is isolated on A.
And look at Shy. He can cut the rotates. No way that Mata can get out without being seen here.
Just taken down. Ethan blinded up. The hopes are starting to dwindle away. Ethan got a kill, though.
They can leave. Shy's opened it up. They'll pivot back towards B.
Brutal.
And look how far up Shy is going. He's going to have a fight here in CT before these NRG players can even get in the orbit of the B site.
I thought it was NRG faltering in these late rounds, these post plants, the scrappy team fights, but this is a round where they just got kind of picked apart in the slow game, in the lurk game.
That was the story of the first half, you're right. But this second half, the rounds that crew are winning, they've just been slow things down. Shy finds the timing and gets a pick or two on players rotating. You look at that round, and Mata, after getting a great opening kill, after having the raise rocket, tries to rotate through mid, gets greedy for the fast timing, dies for it, and then crew ready. 3 players in the post plant, and they're up 11-5. That's 11 of the last 12 rounds now, won.
It was a bit shocking to see NRG float Sunset. They've typically been banning it.
Yeah. And they thought, hey, crew has never played it this season. There's no way they're picking Sunset. They first pick it. Have had this as a trap in their back pocket for who knows how long. Is he playing French?
I believe so.
Right.
Gotta go.
Well, NRG again throwing everything they've got into it. Mata has a showstopper available and a little bit of chip damage onto Dante early. Except this time, instead of hanging around forward on B, he posts up backside, can react with a showstopper if the exec were to come in.
It's probably just a French voice line because it's Cypher, and he's playing in Spanish. Anyways.
Well, thanks for getting to the bottom of it, Mimi. If you have anything else you'd like to investigate, now's the time.
No, that was my big thing to talk about.
Gonna hand in your badge now. Wrap it up as the dimensional drift goes all the way up through top mid. Kezen on a bit of a journey, sees the first, and now he finds Mata. Full information for crew on the attack with Shy lurking up behind it. Is knocked out, and now a showstopper into sight. With all these players pinged out, I mean, it's a mess. Where's the showstopper?
How?
It doesn't get the kill. Dante taken so low, and Kesnet still posted up in market. It is pandemonium on site, with Ethan starting to see things through an alert coming in through B main. NRG are taking their time for this lurk to come in. There is Scuba. First kill goes his way, second lines it up. NRG stay in the game.
Finally breaking the drought. Getting around on the board, and that round felt a lot more like the first half. It gets super chaotic and really, really scrappy. But instead, it's NRG. That bit's so critical. In previous rounds, every time Shy is going for a play like that, he's getting away with murder.
Nice, boys. Here we go. Good shit.
There, they have 2 ready to trade him out. Shut that down, and then it's so much easier job to play a B retake when you don't have a threat of that Cypher backstabbing you every round.
NRG coming back to the pistol round. 4 players in mid, and Odin in Brock's hand. That dart's destroyed instantly. That was the attack side dart. And whoa, Dante is on 10 HP.
Yeah, that was just a spam from top mid.
Oh dear.
Ethan's one off his ult, but I don't think they're really in a position to fight up for it.
Ethan's been fighting pretty aggressively, even on the breach. This time is worse for wear.
Portal closed.
Drone gets broken early in mid. They don't see these 3 players walking up.
This hold here from Brock is everything to the round. Playing just on the pixel. Crew have taken their time. Look to be resetting back towards that A side. Where NRG have given up a lot of space. They have no information over elbow at all.
But off timing, Ethan has stun. Brock has dart as well. Those tools can help to stall out this execute.
There's an orb here as well for maybe a Dante to get if they wanted. But they're just going to keep things quiet.
With him being so low, I don't think they'll want to use the ult this round. Said they just walk up, contact into elbow.
Ethan's played back on slant
30 seconds
previously in this game. They've seen it before.
Scuba's paranoia doesn't catch on to anyone.
That's great patience from Crew to bait that out before execing into the site. Here goes Dante, the blind, not good enough. Scuba connects on the first, we're down on time. 15 seconds remaining. Crew have to come up with something, and Shy is holding the smoke. Crew have done everything they need except clear away Scuba. And this flood into market. Shy is anything but. Now holding for Scuba. Scuba's been revealed. The first smoke to fall. Isolate the fight, brilliance! And a footstep.
Saw the gun.
When will he pounce? Waiting, waiting. Scuba can't get it done! Shy is just better.
This has been a monster game from Shy. I think every round but the pistol, the Crew have won on this attack side has been a 3 or 4K from Shy.
And then Scuba plays this about as well as you can.
The smoke is so good to isolate both fights. Shy swings into him, which is exactly what Scuba expected, but he's just too fast.
I'm also wondering what is that?
Yeah. Rolling Thunder for Ethan, that's something. But down 12-6. Feels insurmountable now.
It's a bit odd. NRG have just been leaving Mata pretty much on his own towards B. Showing a lot more presence into A, and it is not working.
This is pulling all the rotates. There's 4 players ready to pop into mid and cut those rotates down.
Oh, Psalm has a trip in hand. They break it instantly. Luckily for Psalm, he doesn't go down, but now he's smoked off. NRG realized the A side of the map is getting worked towards. And it's Dante solo through main, now regrouping with the rest of his team. So many layers here as the Rolling Thunder only really connects onto the one. NRG weren't able to do anything with it, and Crew are still taking their time. They're so patient, waiting for every layer of utility. Scuba down onto 2 HP, but he's in a great spot. It doesn't even matter.
The patience that Crew have displayed in these last 2 rounds has been nothing short of perfection, and Mata can't do it alone. 13-6, Crew decimate on Sunset. They haven't played this map all year, but they've held on to it in their back pocket, waiting to prime their trap, and today, NRG are the unfortunate victims